Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over a potential wildcard draft for Game Week 18. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what are your transfer plans this week, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So starting things off, let's take a look at the defenders and the goalkeepers for this Game Week 18 wildcard draft. In goal, we've gone Alisson Becker and we've also gone Fabianski. The Raya pick has finally left the wildcard drafts. I just think with the turn of fixtures and stuff, Becker is the, or Alisson should I say, is the player I would target. The fixtures are nicer, he's cheaper. Liverpool's defence is better as well. I mean, they did concede a few against Spurs. In fact, they haven't kept a clean sheet in a couple of fixtures now, but they have had relatively tough fixtures. But yeah, I think Leicester at home, followed by West Ham, Man United, Forest. I think they're all fixtures where you could arguably say that Liverpool are going to keep a clean sheet. So I really like the Alisson pick. You could keep Raya, but I just think the fixtures are better for Liverpool right now. So that's why we've gone Alisson. He's also, like I say, he's a tiny bit cheaper as well, so that's always useful. We also have Fabianski as well, 4.1. Again, just getting two goalkeepers for that price is not too bad at all. He does actually have Southampton away this week, but you're not going to be playing him over Alisson at all. The fixtures for West Ham do dry up a little bit, but again, he's just a playing goalkeeper on your bench. Whenever you want to play your bench boost, it's nice to have an actual playing keeper for only 4.1 mil as well. He's very, very cheap. So yeah, I think the goalkeeper picks kind of just sort of choose themselves. Again, you could always go Sanchez if you wanted to, who will obviously save you a little bit of money, but I just think triple Liverpool is just the way forward with the fixtures that they've got right now. So that's why I've gone Alisson over Sanchez. But again, if you want to go Sanchez, by all means, he's also a great pick. At the back, we've gone Gabriel, we've gone Trent, we've gone Colwill, we've gone Robinson, we've also gone, I don't know how to pronounce it, like Hoyson or something like that, who actually just scored another goal as well, by the way. For 4.3 mil defender, he's scoring goals left, right, and centre. He's actually had 2 double-digit hauls, I think, in like the last 4 game weeks. Yeah, so he got 15 against Spurs, 2 against Ipswich, 2 against West Ham, then 14 against United. And he's only 4.3, and they actually have some really nice... Like, Bournemouth are 5th. Like, they are actually a solid team this season. I'm surprised that people aren't really targeting their assets even more. I know that obviously Semenyo has been spoken about a lot, but even from a defensive standpoint, like, they've been very, very solid at the back as well. Like, they're 5th. Like, that's not by luck. You know, they've been playing really, really well. So, yeah, Hoyson's in there, 4.3 mil. Could go with a different Bournemouth defender if you really wanted to. There is still 0.3 mil left in this budget, so you could go with somebody like I don't know, I'm trying to think of like maybe Kirkez or something like that if you really wanted to. I think he's who I've got in my squad, who again, he's 4.7, so there is a 0.4 difference there. Kirkez probably better for like assists and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, he's cheaper. He's going to be playing until I think even when the Bournemouth defenders are back from injury, I feel like he's going to be a tough player to move because he's just playing so well at the moment. Like, he's such a goal threat. But either way, 4.3 mil. Robinson also comes into the squad as well. He's an expensive player, but after this Chelsea fixture, the fixture is just so nice for Fulham. Really, really like him. He's one of the best defenders this season in terms of assists and stuff like that. He's basically like a mini Trent, and I really, really like him as an option going forward, especially with the favourable fixtures. Also gone Colwill as well, so you still have that Chelsea defence. It's very hit and miss, really. You don't need a Chelsea defender because they don't really keep that many clean sheets. I know they just have, but again, I feel like anyone who plays Everton at the moment is just a 0-0 fiasco. But they do have some alright fixtures coming up. You know, they got some alright home fixtures: Fulham at home, Wolves at home, Bournemouth at home. I mean, it's not too bad. He's a cheap defender that plays in, you know, the second best team in the league. I'd just go with him, really. He's pretty much 90-minute nailed as well. Also gone Trent, who's got Leicester at home this week. Again, the fixtures have changed for Liverpool, so I think if you're on a wildcard draft, I think triple Liverpool is very self-explanatory, kind of picks itself. Trent, Van Dijk, really the 2 options I'd go with. Trent does have that slight rotation risk in him, which is a little bit unfortunate, whereas Van Dijk doesn't. But obviously Trent's attacking threat is so much higher than Van Dijk's. Van Dijk's only really on corners and stuff like that, but with Trent, I mean, we saw the ball that he played against Spurs for Diaz's first goal, so we all know he's obviously got that in his locker. But yeah, Trent there for 7 mil, probably will go up to 7.1 relatively soon. And I've also gone Gabriel as well. I think even though the Arsenal fixtures are kind of taking a slight turn, I still think Gabriel's a player that you pick and you just choose every week just because of the set-piece situation that Arsenal have. They obviously have lost Saka now, which is a big part of those set pieces, but they still have players that are going to, I think Odegaard's going to be on set pieces now, who obviously still has a really, really good set piece. So that's the back line there. I think it kind of picks itself. There may be a couple other options as well that you potentially go with, like a Lewis Hall or something like that. But with Newcastle, the fixtures from a defensive standpoint, in my opinion, aren't fantastic. So yeah, I really like this back line. And again, with the rotation risks and stuff over the Christmas period, it's nice to have 11 players that are going to be playing, so your bench can kind of help you out just in case, because Colwell's been rotated this season, obviously other players have as well, so it's nice to have someone, you know, if Colwell misses out, then maybe Robinson comes off the bench or something like that. But either way, that's the back line. In midfield, it's a tough one because of the Saka situation. This is the one I've gone with. I've put a little bit more money into attack than midfield this week, but again, it's a very tough decision. So obviously the ones that pick themselves are Salah and Palmer. I don't really have to spend too much time talking about those. Salah is just unreal this season. He's averaging like 14 points a game, which is just stupid. Like he's just ridiculous this season. And then Palmer, also very self-explanatory, picks himself one of the best players in the league. Those two, you just have to, whatever they cost, you need them in your squad. The rest of them are kind of difficult. I've kept Rodgers because I think Rodgers is a solid asset, not just because obviously he's just got 14 points, but to be fair, the fixture run that Villa have got coming up soon is relatively nice. You know, they've got Newcastle away, which isn't great, but you don't even have to play in this week. Then you've got Brighton at home, Leicester at home, Everton away, which again is going to be tough, Arsenal away, which is tough, then West Ham at home, Wolves away, and then Ipswich at home. I don't mind Rodgers for that. He's what, 5.3. He's fine just for that, in my opinion. I'd much rather him just have him when I need him, and then he can just be on the bench when you don't. Enzo Fernandez is another pick. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this pick, but he's still getting those attacking potential assists and goals, and as well as that, he's still playing 90 minutes. You know, he's played 90 for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fixtures. And the fixtures are still really good for Chelsea as well. They don't take a turn for a while. They've got City away coming up, which again isn't even a bad fixture at the moment. But they've got Fulham, Ipswich, Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves, and West Ham and Brighton. They've got Southampton coming up, Leicester. It's just a player that you can set and forget. The only thing is obviously that they're both very, very cheap. So you're probably looking at it like 5.13 mil midfielders is not huge, but there's not really a lot of other assets in midfield. You know, the Saka replacements are mainly Bruno Fernandes, Son, Odegaard, and Foden, and I don't think I really like any of those options. You know, Foden's a minutes risk, even though the fixtures are nice. Odegaard could be alright, but I think without Saka, they are going to get hurt. Just like how when Odegaard was injured earlier on in the season, they definitely took a hit from that, and I think it's going to be the same now that Saka's out. Son is, I mean, Spurs are just a little bit all over the place at the moment. The fixtures aren't super great, and I'd much rather have, I think, Bruno Fernandes, who's cheaper, 90 minutes on penalties. I know that Son is as well, but the fixtures I just think are slightly better. And also, we'll go over why I've also not got Son in a minute, but yeah, that's why I think Bruno Fernandes, I don't think any of them are great choices, but I think if I was going to pick one over this Christmas period, I'd go for the 90-minute penalty-taking player who's put up really good numbers this season. The fixtures aren't terrible. Like, Liverpool obviously going to be a tough one, we all know that. But he also might just get a cheeky penalty in that fixture, you just don't know. But yeah, the midfield is not ideal, but again, you could maybe even get rid of one of them for like an Iwobi or a Semenyo or something like that. But yeah, that's the midfield. And up top, we've put a little bit more money into it. So we've gone Wood, Isak, and I've gone Solanke as well, which is another reason why I haven't gone Son, because Solanke's cheaper. He is just kind of ticking over with goals as well. And the fixtures aren't the best, but I think he could still like nick a goal. I really do. And yeah, I think with the options, that they're kind of scarce now. Like, you've got Mbeumo as well that you could go with in midfield if you wanted to over Solanke. Maybe go like João Pedro and Mbeumo over Solanke and like Enzo or something. But I don't know. I think Mbeumo's fixtures obviously aren't ideal. They've got Southampton coming up, but apart from that, they're not great. Whereas Solanke, you know, he's basically a 90-minute man. The Spurs are so depleted at the moment that no one's really going to be outplaying him. So that's why I've gone Solanke. Isak just picks himself. He's been so good. Like I say, 28 points over the last 2 fixtures. Just absolutely dynamite at the moment. And then Chris Wood comes into the team. They do have some nice fixtures coming up. He has had a couple of blanks, but now the fixtures have changed. I think Forest win that game. And then they've got, I mean, Everton's going to be a tough one, obviously, as I've said. Then they've got Southampton coming up. They've got Wolves coming up. Liverpool at home, which also is a tough fixture, but only team in Europe to have beaten them so far. So you never know. Lightning could strike twice. But yeah, I think the strikers are pretty self-explanatory as well. There's a couple of other options as well, like your Evan Nilssons, your João Pedros, maybe even a Strand Larson if you wanted to go there. Cunha would probably be a good pick if he wasn't going to get banned and stuff. It's just one of those things. But that's the kind of wildcard draft that I put together. It's a tough one this week, really, with the Saka injury. It kind of opens the doors to a lot of variety. But this is the one I've gone with. But either way, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment. Are you playing your wildcard this week? Subscribe if you're brand new. And until next time, peace.